Um, our agenda tonight, we're going to be doing a training moment, safety moment. Then we'll be doing some youth protection, unit invitations and application manager is Bonnie's fun stuff. Then I will roll us into Recharter and then straight into breakouts. So the open mic announcements will be where all of the announcements of anything that's cool, different, or changing coming up to try and speed the meeting along so that you guys have more benefit out of the meeting. If this format works for you, we'll keep it. If it doesn't work for you, there's a whole nother year to practice. Okay, so if you would like to join me for the Pledge of Allegiance, I'm not requiring you to stand. Uh, those hands salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Two, do I have a volunteer for the invocation? If not, please prepare yourself in the manner for which you are accustomed. Dear Heavenly Father, I thank you for everything that you do to help us get on with our getting on and doing what we have to do. Thank you for everybody who had an opportunity to join us tonight. And thank you for those who were not able to join us tonight as well. There are many people to make light work of many things. And for that, we are absolutely appreciative of you. In your name, thank you. Amen. Okay, Sam, if you would take the safety moment, please.
Yes, this month, Scouting wants to put out information about GAGA Ball. It's one of the, last couple of years, it's been blowing up all around. One of the big things is that they're also adding to this list that we have is try to have the 2-year difference. So maybe you have, if you have a big spread of scouts, you have a couple 11-year-olds, don't have the 17-year-olds in the same octagon as them. Um, it's kind of a big difference in size and power ability. So maybe have different age groups. Then you could maybe have a smaller group of, um, the winners of those. But have adult supervision. Don't just send them out there, free for all. They've been seeing a lot of injuries and also not exactly hazing, but kids coming back and hurt feelings from such instances. And we don't want that in scouting. Uh, Use dodgeballs and other stuff, not soccer balls or other hard things. Encourage the youth to use an open hand instead of a closed fist. I know it goes a lot faster if you close a fist like a volleyball, but it's like a 12-foot area. And then play by the rules. Scouts obedient.
Appreciate it, Sam. Thank you. Upcoming events, January 18th, February 1, and February 15th is the Merit Badge Clinic. Signups were moved from the meritbadgeclinic.org website to Tentaroo. This is by request of council. So if you have not yet registered your units for our Merit Badge Clinic, if you log into Chief Seattle Council's Tentaroo link, or go into Facebook or our messenger chats, the links are there. The location is still at the Harper Church. It will be those Saturdays and those Saturdays only. For Scoutmasters who are not aware, typically the leaders who do Merit Badge Clinic give about a month after the Merit Badge Clinic for the youth to complete their assignments before they start going, okay, I'm not going to help you until the next Merit Badge Clinic. If youth are not engaged, then the Scout Merit Badge counselors tend to not try to track you down. Some people had the impression otherwise. We are still working to try and have a Merit Badge Clinic, probably in the next calendar year, over on the Olympic side. Venue and coordination, all that still continues. When we know a date, we'll give it to you. February 8th is still on for the Scouts Marbles Tournament. It's at the Bremerton Community Center, the Improvement Club. February 1st, territory nominations are open. I actually opened them up early so that you guys can have an opportunity to confirm your current slots, current positions, and current doodly doos that you do with us. And if you would like to nominate somebody to take a position, nothing stops you from handing them that Google form and say, here you go. Klondike Derby is a go. Camp Parsons, February 21st to the 23rd. Sign up link is available. I believe it's 30, might be 35 per individual to join up. That pays essentially for your food, your patches, and the awards and trophies. There's no profit being made off of Klondike Derby. March 8th is our territory planning meeting. That's where a lot of the committee members will be up providing and working towards developing your calendar for calendar year 24 and 25. As a unit leader, we are requesting that you send a representative or call in a representative or put a representative on a thumbtack somewhere up by the Fred Lewis Scout cabin, and we'll pick them off the wall. Um, we need to know from you what your units have going on. Because if we don't know what you're doing, we may very well likely jump on your date with some other activity, and then you have a conflict of interest, and we would like to reduce those as much as possible. March 22nd is currently slated to be the Pinewood Derby. It's at Paulsville First Lutheran Church in the gymnasium. Lucas Ruber is working hard to try and make sure that everything's set up for us. They have the track. There are a few units who are trying to work with council to make sure that all of their kids have cars. Some units no longer have packs, and there are some cars that are available within those too. So please reach out to Bonnie Luckron if you are in need of things. You can always reach out to any of the commissioners as well. We will work to try and get you what you need. April 3rd will be our territory business meeting. It will typically is online. However, Jeremy would probably like to have it in person this time because we are hoping him to have a whole lot of new faces to look at and noses to rub or whatever it is he needs to do it at the business meeting. Coming up later, Sonia will share with us about IOLS at Central Valley, as well as Baloo, also going to be at Central Valley. And for planning purposes, in April is when our camporee will be at the Uplands. Those are our upcoming events. Sonia,
Oh,
if you would be so.
hey. It's me. All right, unit training. So we've still got about 5.5%. That was as of earlier this week when I looked, that don't have a current youth protection training. So I don't know how your unit's going to recharter if your leaders and any youth that you have that's over 18 is going to, it has an expired youth protection. So please get that done so you can recharter. If you're in the process of trying to pare down, you've got some people that are leaving, you know, you're moving some stuff around your unit, great. Just make sure that whoever's staying has current youth protection training, and it has to be good through, I believe, February of next year. So it's not just like, you know, through the end of this month. It has to be good into next year. So get that done, please. We're almost there. Next. And then what the heck happened to our training? So we were at like, I don't know, 34.5% last month, and now we're at 42. Like, really? Did we have that many people fall off the wagon here? Well, what it is that National did a huge update to my.scouting.org, or what folks call Scout Book or whatever. And what it's accurately reflecting now, and I didn't know this before, but what it's accurately reflecting now is hazardous weather. So you may have taken hazardous weather in the past, but guess what? You've got to take it every 2 years. And that's been the norm for a long time. I don't know how long that rule's been in place, but now they're really enforcing it, and it's in the report. So if you're pulling up your unit leader and you're pulling up your unit training reports and you see that there are some untrained people on there, it's probably because their weather hazards has expired and it just hasn't been showing up before. What has been showing up are people that have never taken it, and that's been a slam dunk. But now they're really buckling down on it. And I believe that was in a communication update that's posted on some scouting forum somewhere. Keith would probably know. Anyway, so I don't have that URL. That's why I can't
they
do it right now. I put it in chat. I'll see if I can find it and put it in chat later, but I'm not going to do it right now.
They
Anyway,
did add it to
um,
a requirement for all the youth-facing leadership, not just the Scoutmaster, Assistant Scoutmaster, Cubmaster positions. So that's the big part. It's been required for the top ones, but now it's all the youth-facing
only
leaders.
youth-facing leadership. So if you're a committee member, it's not required. If you're a Cub Master, Den Leader, Scoutmaster, Assistant Scoutmaster, you've got to have it. So, Venturing Advisor, Explorer Advisor, whatever it is. If you're youth-facing, you've got to have it, and you've got to renew it every 2 years. So just do it with your youth protection every 2 years, okay? So if you have any more questions on that, please email me. It's really easy, BENN Scouting, so Ben Scouting at gmail.com or gmail.com. I have it posted later in my slideshow. But it has nothing to do with any position-specific training. The reports are goofy. Like, I'm just going to come out and say it, and I've already complained to our area training manager, and the reports are bad. And it's super confusing when they did this update and like all this new data showed up. So if you don't really understand what's going on, you're having more problems than what I'm explaining, go ahead and reach out to me. Yeah, Keith just put it in chat so you can link and find it. But anyway, so now we've taken a little bit of a back step, but it's actually a current reflection of where we are in the territory. We're at 42% trained. So please, please, please urge your leaders to get trained, pull those reports and go through them. All the training can be done online except for like IOLS. Introduction to Outdoor Leadership Skills is an in-person training only for you Scoutmasters and Assistant Scoutmasters, and you must take that in person. Everything else can be done online. So there you go. Next. Hey, if your whole unit has position trained leaders, there's this great incentive program where your unit can get a free weekend at camp. And that's how you do it. So 1, 2, 3, easy as that. Email me, get everybody trained, email me, I'll verify it, I'll sign the form, and you work with council to get your free weekend. Awesome. Plus everybody gets their trained patch. Next. So we've got some great training coming up. So Merit Badge Clinic, it's not just for youth. We've actually got some Scoutmaster and Troop Leader in-person training. So if you hate taking online training and you're in a troop, you're a leader in a troop, and you need to get this training, your S24 or whatever it is, your committee training, Keith is going to do it the 18th and 1st, and it might spill over into the 15th, whatever Keith wants to do with that one. But that's going to be at the Harper Church Merit Badge Clinic. Please email him because we're not putting it up on Tentaroo. The Eagle projects, whatever you need to know. So you're an adult, and you've got your child wanting to do your Eagle project or ready to do your Eagle project. Carl's going to be down there at the Merit Badge Clinic on February 15th. I didn't put that date on this little slide, but it's the February 15th date. That is up on Tentaroo, according to Don Parson. And so you can, oh, thank you, Keith. You can sign up for that. And this is everything that you need to know to ace your Eagle project. So there you go. Wilderness First Aid and CPR is going to be at the VFW 4992 in Silverdale. And that's coming up in April, 4 Tuesdays in April. Super cheap. Dude, this is like $50 is like dirt cheap. Like that's like the tip that you would give your wilderness first aid trainer. Sorry. But Jeremy's doing it $50 first time. If you got to renew, it's $35 and add $5 for CPR. That's in Silverdale. Contact him if you want to sign up. I would do it sooner than later because it's going to fill up. And next. IOLS, Introduction to Outdoor Leadership Skills. This is that mandatory training for all Scoutmasters and ASMs. It's in-person training. You can't do it online. We're going to do it in May. I know Keith's other slide said April. It got shifted to May because Tom's going to be out of town. Again, Silverdale, May 9th through 10th. I think he charges a little bit for food, but that's it. You can contact him for that. Baloo, Blaine's going to do it. So this is for all you packs. You need to have outdoor trained leaders in order to take your pack camping and all that fun stuff. So please make sure you have at least one Baloo trained leader on your outing. And that's going to be in May as well. You can contact Blaine to sign up. And then I know this is a lot of like South End and kind of, mid-territory stuff, Silverdale and Port Orchard and all that kind of thing. We've got some North End training coming soon, and Cantors is really working on that. And so she's going to get me those dates pretty soon. So we got more training coming up for the North End. But if you know that you need this stuff, don't wait. Like start talking it up in your unit, figure out what needs to be done, who needs what, and start getting stuff on the calendar. And next, and then like we can come to you. So I've got a lot of units that people need their position specific training, and for whatever reason, they're not doing it online. And I get it. Who wants to sit in front of a computer for an hour and a half? Well, come and sit in front of us for an hour and a half. You might get a little bit more out of it. It's pretty fun, but I'd love to be able to come in and do a full unit training. We've got lots of folks that are super qualified, very knowledgeable and all that kind of thing. We just need a date. We need people to show up. So email me. There's my email if you needed my email. But let us know how we can help you. And we're going to, get that 42% down to nothing. And then council training, got some great opportunities. I don't know if Dave Hanley wants to talk about NYLT, but that's exceptional youth training. All your youth leaders should be going to that. And then Wood Badge for any adults 18 plus, and that could be your youth 18 and up. Going to Wood Badge this fall. So registrations are open.
Yes, we have 10 scouts already registered for our NYLT course over here in the Olympic area, which is more than the other courses. So we're doing pretty well. Most of them, though, are on the other side of the water. We have very few scouts that are Kitsap County scouts that are registered right now. So.
Right. So we're being
I know.
invaded. All right. Territory Commissioner moment.
Hey, really quick, Dave, how are you doing for staffing, youth staff?
Youth staff, they are meeting tomorrow, and they're going to be doing a bunch of interviews for first-year staffers and some second-year staffers. A lot of the key positions they've already filled. And if you guys don't know, I picked the youth course lead and senior patrol leaders, and those three are going through picking their staff with approval from me once they give me the names. But they have probably about 8 youth already picked, and we're going through. We got a lot more to go. So, but we are heads and tails above where the courses were last year in the process. We should have everybody notified hopefully by the end of the year if they're going to be on staff or not.
Great.
You got it. Cool. Okay. So, Commissioner moment. That's me. I'm going to put a bunch of names on the board, and then I'm going to turn off sharing for a simple reason for you guys to look at this meeting. All right. So, as 2024 comes to a close, we know it's not one person doing anything, even though it feels like we may be doing a whole lot. There's other people doing a whole lot too. And for that, every person that's on this screen has done something monumental with their time. I absolutely appreciate every little bit that you help or every massive amount that you bombard us with. It's awesome. I love the passion. I love you guys. So I'm going to stop sharing. And those of you who want to come off a camera so we can finally see each other, because some of us haven't. I would like you guys to see the faces of some of the people that are here helping us get these youth where they need to be. You guys are an awesome group. I mean, there's Nicole thinks it's funny when I say you're being awesome and you're doing excellent. But there's not another word in my vocabulary to explain what you guys are doing every day to help us. And for that, I appreciate you. We got another year coming up. Hopefully you'll stick around. Maybe you'll find it's your time that you want to step back. Absolutely your decision. I try to make things easier for you and I try to help you. just like all of you guys are trying to help me. And I think, all right, I'm going to go back to sharing the screen so that way I can tear up in private. Thank you guys. All right, screen two, share it. Moving on. Did Jeremy Schumacher join in? I did not see his name up here. So Jeremy is going to say the same things he says every committee meeting. Get out there, be safe, and do what's right. Because that's what you signed up to say you're going to do. So be safe. Bonnie.
Hi. All right, so you've got me up there for unit invitation and application managers. Um, super important, super useful. If anybody's struggling with knowing how to get to that, you're going into your my.scouting.org, you're clicking your little 3 lines, you're looking in your drop-down menu, you're looking for your organization, and then you are clicking your invitation or application from there. And he's showing you on his screen.
I'm trying to. There
At
we go.
that point, yeah. So you're going to look into invitation. And when you look into invitation, what you'll see there is whether you've got any new open pending reassignment, that kind of stuff. For instance, 1528 has one that's been opened. When you click that view, you click. I'm trying not to click your stuff because then you don't get your emails. So I am not going to click your stuff. I'm going to find other ways to look. But you're going to look in there and you're going to see a little clock. And if that little clock's getting orange, they really need contacted or some kind of feedback gotten from them. So you're going to click into whichever one you're checking up on. And then you can see how they've reached out, whether they found you through Be a Scout or something else. For instance, Leah right there. If you click on that one, that's one of mine.
That one. Okay.
Yeah. So literally, I'm looking at that on one of my other screens over here, and you can see that it's been opened. A new member coordinator was specifically informed. A welcome email was sent. Now, what I'm also seeing is that there wasn't a follow-up phone call. So I'm actually going to talk to my new member coordinator and say, hey, we need to actually call these people because this could have been caught by a spam filter. It could have been filtered out. It could have just been ignored. There are a lot of people who aren't catching emails. And that's just part of it. So we're going to do a follow-up phone call and see what we can do to get Lucius here signed up. So that's your invitation manager. Your application manager, you can see is also right there. And you can see when you've got applications pending, who you've got available to renew or to approve. In my particular group, we don't have anything kind of pending right this second, but if you did, you could see that down there at the bottom. And you can see if you need to go and nudge somebody to say, hey, could you please go and approve that? Or who you need to talk, ask questions of. Brian, I see your hand is up.
Yeah, quick question. How long should those be in, especially the invitation manager? I mean, at some point you make multiple attempts to contact them, but they just don't contact. I've kind of had a rule of if I don't hear back in 21 days after a good faith attempt, I just kind of close the lead because maybe they're not interested at this time. So
And I can
I,
understand that. I'd say give it an email, give it a phone call. Sometimes I follow up with a text message, but I'm not going to keep harassing them.
Yeah.
It could be something they were vaguely interested in and changed their minds. It could be something that they've since dug into and realized they can't do. I don't know. You're right. You don't want to harass them. I give it all 3 modes of communication. I give it a little bit of time and then yeah, I'll typically close it out. You don't want it sitting there for more than 30 to 60 days, obviously.
I would
Understood.
I would
Thanks.
I would interject with that in that
Yeah.
if you go into here and you say Bonnie has this rose, right? And I hit post on it, then Bonnie's gonna get a notice in here that says Bonnie's got this rose. So then Bonnie's not reaching out and connecting to him. Your other membership chair is not reaching out to him. Use this as a communication method, and it will save us asking you the question, hey, did you know you had a lead? Did you know you had a whatever? You just go in there and say, I got this. All right. It'll pop up. You don't have to put your name in there because it'll automatically populate it. Right?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely update that column. Thank you, Keith, for that catch. Because he's right. That keeps me from being like, oh Lord, are they actually looking at their invitation manager? Are they reaching out to people? Do they need help figuring out how to reach out to people? Do they just have somebody who's not into cold calling? Because I get that too. and it helps you guys know who's contacted, who's done what. Like I can see that my new member coordinator sent that welcome email.
Okay. Is there any further questions about this tool?
And what about application? I know I see applications that are in the queue, but they just die, so to speak.
So theoretically, you shouldn't be letting them die. So when you scroll down on Keith's screen here, you can actually see that there were a couple of things pending. So when it starts to pull out like that, we're trying to figure out where the hang up is. Is it a YPT training thing that they need to get knocked out? Is it a COR that needs to be helped to computer properly? Is there an issue with their actual application? And that's something that you can absolutely reach out to me on if you're having any kind of challenges, or if we need to say hunt down 1239 COR, which was the thing we needed to do. So when it starts to get pulled out a little bit, yes, I need to start catching that, hey, this is pulling out. Where's the hang up? I might have to call you guys and be like, hey, what's going on with this guy? We have this person down here, the second name here. Their YPT is expired. Have we reached out to them and said, hey, please do your YPT so we can improve your application? And that would be those questions that I would be asking you guys. And then I would follow up with, do you want me to call this person, or do you have somebody else that is going to reach out to this person? When do you think they will do that? Not to be a nag, but so that I know when it's appropriate to follow up, so I'm not nagging. So yeah, we don't want them to just linger and die. We want to follow up and see what the holdup is. And if it's something I can chase down, then I will.
And if you're COR at the end of that application, I'm not the core for any of these. There will be a accept down here, and they can accept it or they can close it. If they brought them in via paper application, because there was a problem with the electronic application, please close it in this application. Otherwise, Bonnie or somebody on membership team is going to reach out to you 5 months from now, and you go, "They've already been my Scoutmaster. What more do you want?" And you're like, "Oh, please close the application." Okay.
And that's something else. I guess some of these need to be paper applications. I'm happy to help with that too.
Cool. And next
Any
up
other questions?
is
I don't think I can see everybody.
I didn't see any more hands. Okay. So latest discovery I've got, which was compliments of Sam hitting me up at work, and then another scout leader going, "Hey, yo, what happened?" Normally Sonia and I would get notified through training time, "Hey, merit badges have been updated. You go look at the list," but apparently it went straight to Facebook or something. I don't know. But all the merit badges have been updated. I put into the chat the link that shows you side-by-side comparison of the previous merit badge and the new merit badge that's coming out. I also shared out a link for if your unit is doing a tree drive. It appears to be Washington state wide, but if your unit is doing a tree drive, I'm trying to copy the actual link there. Thank you, Microsoft. Okay. If you're interested, it will. We are collecting trees, we are selling trees, we are supporting trees for scouting effort. It is a scout website for people to reference to go to. We're doing something with trees, with Christmas trees, whether Christmas leaves or wreaths, it's available to you. And the actual functional link is now going to go into the chat because I can't Control V, Control V. There you go. So, like, yes, 1571 is collecting trees. 1571, if you would like a better attendance, go to that link. Make sure that your unit is registered in that link because it's being shared out to lots of people outside of scouting. Okay? Just got to register your unit with it. Anything else for the open mic? What do you got going on? Who's got a cool thing? I know, Danny, you were working on something with day camp on Orca side or Peninsula side, the other coast.
Mm.
Anything?
Yeah, Mark posted about the wreaths across America. There's a bunch of different positions throughout the area that are doing it. For instance, South Kitsap's starting at Bethel Cemetery and then going to Peoria to do that one. And that's December 14th. A bunch of people are also doing Toys for Tots on the December 14th.
The more we get out there, the more we show that we are doing things, the more likely we are to gain more people in the program and help us get on with the way we got to do. Locations to get some folks are helping to do. No mic tonight. Okay. So those of you not aware, Danny is pushing hard to give Cub Week over in Squim. I think they have almost nailed down the location. It's a matter of whether or not they can put nails, those big spikes into the ground. But he's having a go at it. And I'm hoping day camp in Squim will be outstanding and awesome.
Hey, Keith, I have something real quick.
Go for it. Jump in mic.
More kind of towards Danny. Did we ever get a resolution on reimbursement for some of the unit leaders that's supported Cub Scout Day Camp? I know there was an emails back and forth between myself, you, and council, and I got to follow up and check on that. Okay, they haven't. Okay, I'll probably have to do another reattack because I know I had some unit leaders asking about that. So maybe I'll make sure Bonnie, you get CC'd on that as well.
Pretty please, this is new.
That's all I got.
My computer I don't know what microphone I'm on or anything. Okay. It bleeped. I'm assuming a Microsoft update is going on. Okay. So, hot topic tonight. Sam, did you want to work on any of that?
Yeah, part of what we were talking about, we've had some questions in several other scouting meetings I've had is the unit membership renewal versus that's the individual people's paying to national and a little chunk going to council versus the organization's renewal, which is like $100. They are not tied together per se. For the organization's charter renewal, one of the important parts before you hit submit is to review your adult leadership, and if there's anybody that has moved away, is not part of it anymore, let them know so it's off of it before you hit the payment button or you start it. Other than that, you can take them off afterwards. Like we had an extra person that's part of several different crews, but is not interested in one of the crews anymore. And we'll sort that out later after the chips fall in January. But for the membership renewal, there's a couple little tricky spots. I did not bring up the thing. I guess I could if anybody needs to see it. Let's see if I can pull another window.
We definitely need to see it.
Okay. Shoot.
You're talking under the Recharter tab?
Yeah. Kind of like a demonstration of
Select org level. I'm going to play with the unit that I have visibility of.
Okay.
1.5.2. Navigate. My unit renewal. Wait. A unit roster. I can't get to because I still.
yeah. So
My people are in your list, Sonia. Just so you know. It's all about a roundtable. Okay, go ahead, Sam.
yeah. So you can see on there. Up in the top left, the positions that you have for your committee and other positions. Some other ones, there's other ones available that'll pop in if you have people assigned, like Unit Scouter Reserve, College Reserve, a few others like that.
Yeah, dashboard.
Where he's
Position
going,
manager.
but
They moved.
yeah,
They moved it to. They moved my buttons around on me. Sorry.
right,
It's,
yeah.
it's loading. It's loading.
So there's some other positions to make sure that they're in the right way. The COR or a COR delegate can do that, but work with your charter org rep on that to put people in the right locations. So you have registered positions, and then on the other tab, you have functional roles. So some of those are committee members, but they are the unit advancement chair, the training chair, yada, yada, yada.
Hey, Sam, got a quick question on the register positions. It looks like they changed it where only the core can make those changes within the organization. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Because I had the same issue. It's like, why is this not happening? You know,
So-
because before.
And that's
Okay.
all, part of that's all based on the scouting
Question.
model. Yeah, just seconds, Jared. But yeah, some of that is based on like it's their responsibility and how Scouting National puts it on the COR to make decisions on who's going to be leading a group of underneath whatever group it is. So Westside Improvement Club, Charter Org Rep is in charge of the adults for here. So
So our committee chair can't make these decisions and just inform the contract, the charter organization rep?
that's how the charter is built by Scouting National. But if you work with your COR and they delegate somebody, if you look over the functional roles with them, like sit down, help them type it in, and add somebody that is super responsible and they trust with their life in a legal aspect, to put in the COR delegate, because then they can also accept adult applications. So they are on the hook.
So they can make the committee, the charter organization rep can make the committee chair, can bestow
Yep.
the responsibility to the committee. Okay.
Yeah, but it has to be their choice. So, I mean, under duress or whatever.
We'll just say, hey, it'll make your job easier if our committee
Yeah.
chair does it, and you can just sign it when we need you to.
Yep.
Right.
But if you're doing something like that, I would make sure to back up, hey, I'm adding this person, I've had an interview with them, and talk with them or whatever,
Okay.
do the due diligence to make sure you're not, putting somebody that's wrong for that position in there.
Right.
Thank you, Jared.
So last year and years prior, we always thought the key 3 delegate was a person able to do it. About a month and a half ago to 2 months ago, Scouting decided to put the CUR delegate in there. The training for rechartering at the troop and crew level training, for charter org rep rechartering, removed the key 3 delegate element out of that training. They added in the CUR delegate should be the one that can do it. The authority is with the charter org rep to send someone as a CUR delegate. Working with Barrett in the last 2 months, the last 2 weeks, with a few of my units. In order for you to get into that seat, Barrett wants to have a paper application signed by the person that is in that seat. So Barrett would like to have a paper application. If you were to redo the rechartering training, it states that the person who is in this role or the person who is in this role do not have to submit adult position applications for anybody who's in any of the rest of the roles at the time of you doing your recharter. And so that's why there's being a focus right now. The 2 troops and the 3 packs that I've been working with in the past couple of days, one of them being Brian's, one of them being Triple Nickel, another one being down in Belfair. Doesn't matter who's in this position, they still don't have the permissions to adjust people on this. So when they go into the unit renewal, even though they have said, I want to put it here, you'll actually notice the name will be in subscript underneath here saying, please add, and that name in this location. That please add is the core has to go in and say yes by hitting the drop down arrow and saying that's the person I want. Scouting is not doing a great job at informing us of these changes, so we're working with them and finding them just like you guys are. I don't even think the other roundtables are even sharing this much at their roundtables. So I'm sorry for the inconvenience, but
Okay.
what Barrett has negotiated or told me is that the core and CUR delegate, if there's already a name accepted here, they would not have to. They could be the person, because we know it's hard to get your core to log into this program and do something.
Okay.
if you, the skipper, want to make.
Any other
Yeah.
questions on this part?
Sorry.
No, I was just saying, is there any other question on this before you show the troop roster and the what you're seeing there as a key three for member renewal? So one of the options is, scouting sends out the email, what is it, 60 days out to the parent. Sometimes the parents aren't getting it because they aren't actually linked in their own kid's account. That was what happened with one of my own somehow, and I had to request Barrett to add me back to my older kid's account. I don't know if that was tied to me putting his email in there because he's of 16 now and is able to get his own emails and whatnot, log into Scoutbook. But in here in the roster, you'll see some new columns that says, if they're re-registered, if they're multiple positions, says the registration status. There's a renewal order status, which basically shows, some of these are opted out, which is that second to last one with the little do not enter sign. That opt out part is more over in the advancements.scouting or Scoutbook Plus, where you can actually, some kid is chosen to move on to some other choice. You can opt them out of getting the notifications and other stuff and automatic renewals if they can still renew it, but they just won't get automatic renewals. That's part of it. On the filters, you can just filter to eligible renewal. Yeah, members eligible to renew. And then hit OK. It'll think. So these are all the people. It's sorted by, or you can sort it by expiration date. So these are all the people that are ready for it. And if you are, have your checkbook ready, you can click off the names you want to renew and then hit renew thing at the top and it'll take you to a new tab. It's left a little bit up there by transfer. You don't want to transfer them to somebody else. That could be trouble. So you already have an existing order for one of them. So yeah, it won't let you pay twice. Yay. Then you'd select Scout Life subscription, yes, no. And then whenever you go into the next one, the create renewal order, it's like a batch. It'll show you all the breakdown of the costs. The what was it? Yeah, $65 for each plus council fee plus admin fee gives you this amount. If you choose a credit card one, they'll have like that 3% is an admin fee. But if you choose the US bank account, you can put in a checking number and stuff or link it to your account, which
I'm trying to listen, don't move
that
in.
makes me suspicious.
Hey, Sam.
But it's only $1 then to charge it
Hey, Sam.
instead of 3%. Yes, whoever's talking.
It's Jared over in Port Angeles.
Oh, hi, Jared.
The Scout Life subscription is automatically checked yes for you. So if you don't want to get it because it's different than it used to be or whatever the reason
Right.
is, make sure you go in and individually check no for each
Yeah.
Scout.
Thank you. Yeah, they have it as auto yes because they love selling and giving out the magazines. I know my kids still both individually like getting it. So, talk with them. We're not going to be getting the, what is it, Journey to Excellence with 100% Scout Life patches anymore because that is also going away. That's a little side note. But, talk with the kids and parents, families, see if they want it because they get charged for it. And then indicate it in whatever website you use. If you do it on Scoutbook, you can indicate in their individual Scout account that's been charged, or if you have some other method, post-it notes or whatever. I'm not going to judge on how you do your accounting, but that's how you do it. You can still, oh yeah, if you don't want to even do that way, you can save $1 by starting the process and then like not progressing it. I don't know what it says at the bottom if it's cancel or something or save pay. No, it'd be close out of it, I believe. It'll just kind of save it in a Close out of that. If you go back to roster, as his computer thinks, he goes to the bottom of this. There's membership renewal orders and batches. So the batches is the one that he just set up. So, like, if he wants to think about it, talk with people, and then go back in, he can go start it. You can also contact Barrett or anybody over at the Scout office. I think it's the trading post. Have your treasurer with their credit card transfer money into the escrow, and they can process it that way. And that's no cost.
So what Barrett shared 2 days ago was whoever created the bucket is the one who has to call because it's in that person's profile.
Yeah. So I know there's a lot of times the treasurer, it'd be really nice if they could just do that, but you could sit down with the treasurer once, have them input the information, save payment, and then trust them and train them and let them lead. Oh wait, that's something else.
No, nominate them for Scoutmaster. No.
So if you do add your treasurer to the key 3 delegate, they can see the buckets though. I did find that out with my treasurer.
Can I ask a question?
Yes, you can.
So you said that the charter rep is the only one that can do like the adult assignments. Is the committee chair able to do this renewal of the scouts, or does the charter rep have to do that too?
Yeah, any of the key 3 can do the renewal of the scouts or the renewal of the whole unit. So you can do the recharter or the renewal of the membership.
Okay, thank you.
Or a key 3 delegate. So that's where that does come in and does work. It takes about 24 hours for it to go live. We found out it's not like immediate, like, hey, I gave you the role. No,
They have to give me that role before I can do that?
Yes.
Yes, you have to be given the key 3 delegate or the COR role, depending on what you're trying to do. And it's like 24 hours for the systems to process in the whatever, somebody else's computer in the cloud.
So as committee chair, I have to meet with my charter organization rep first, walk them through doing that, and then I can recharter?
Nope. Walk them through coming to this webpage, going over to functional roles, go to the COR delegate page and add your name right there. And then say, I got it from here. Leave me alone.
Well, if you're the committee chair already, you can do recharter.
Yeah, that doesn't stop you. So
Okay,
you can
that's
do
what- that was why I
recharter
was
and
asking.
membership renewal.
Yeah.
That's only
Okay.
if you're trying to get
Shift adult positions.
mess with positions and accept adult applications in the future.
Gotcha. Okay, so for recharter, I am good. Got it.
Yes,
Thank
you
you.
are perfect. And it's way simpler than it used to be. If you've used the systems last couple of years.
So the account that I'm showing you this is my account as a committee chair. So that shows you how you have access, right?
Yeah.
Everything you've seen here is what a committee chair on your unit has access to. That's what we walk through is your level. Okay. Cool.
And it's a $3 fee because it's $100 cost for renewing your unit or rechartering your unit. We chose just to go ahead and put that in until I didn't know about the other payment option, but we have it all sorted out now. Sometimes I think, what's my time worth calling council office? Is it worth $2?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I can't take 15-12 through because I still have leaders that need to do their youth protection training. I was hoping they would be done with it so that I could walk us through tonight, showing you how easy it is to do a renewal. But there's a few leaders, Mr. James Driscoll, if you can poke them, please. Since you'll see them before I will.
Josh and Diane, Rob Miller. Okay. It's a Miller family. Just sit them all down and give them the training.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Cool. I'm gonna stop
you.
sharing that page.
Which one is 1512?
Forest
15
Ridge Scout Hall.
It's the troop at Forest Ridge Scout Hall. Because there's kids that meet there at the troop level. Yeah. Okay.
I don't think I've met with them yet.
That's because it's me.
But it has Rob Miller's name on there. Anyways,
Okay. My son and Susie makes his son. All right. So before I go into breakouts, is there anything else left for open mic? I see Mike, Huey, you came off your microphone. Don Parson, I see you keep
I
popping
was
up.
going to say one thing about OA. If you are a Scoutmaster and have not received your invitation to schedule your induction or your election for the Order of the Arrow, please let me know. It might have gone to the old person or whoever was it before because we had an old list. So, or just let me know when you want it and I can work on scheduling it and then getting the right information for both the Scoutmaster and committee chair in the system because it'll send out adult nomination
invite.
forms afterwards to whoever is in the committee chair position. And the committee chair is the one responsible for that. We've already done one election at 1506. We have about 5 others scheduled. And we are trying to not have any at the same place or same day, different places. We only have so many youth that are running this, and it's youth scheduled and running in the Order of the Arrow. So I'm working with them on scheduling. That's one of the trainings that they learn. So, any questions on that? Those out on the peninsula, you have your own chapter. This is for Kitsap. I'm sorry. Kitsap and Belfair, I should say.
Although I would recommend reaching out to that chapter just to see what they plan on doing for elections.
Yeah, I know they're working on that with the lodge. It's not our AOR. Mike, Don, have anything?
Nothing yet at the moment.
Thank you.
So there's one other thing I discovered working with Barrett. We had a couple of unit leaders that left and we lost contact with them. Of course, they haven't done YPT. And of course, I can't start the charter. And so I was communicating with Barrett and he said, well, actually, then I got to pull them off the charter. But then I discovered that if I clicked the opt-out button for renewal, they would disappear off the list, blocking us starting Recharter.
Oh, that's a neat trick.
Sped that up quite a bit. But, they've moved on to other things. One's now in charge of the entire county Little League, so he's a little busy. And so anyway, that worked pretty slick. Barrett wasn't sure it worked. I clicked it on. And, I'm the COR delegate and executive officer, so that helps. But anyway.
Yeah, thanks for sharing that bit.
And they disappeared off the list in 24 hours. And now I just have a den leader and assistant scoutmaster to bug, and they plan to do it this weekend.
All right, excellent.
Okay. So if you would like to continue talking about charter renewal and getting support and assistance on any of your issues that I can help you with, I will be staying in this room. I am going to open up the breakout rooms for you guys to go experience the different exciting things that are available within developing and planning of blue and gold, getting that kicked off in the Cubs group, working on planning for your high adventure, need to know what to know and how to know, when to know, and to get youth engaged in doing it. And then for the first time, we have a actual crew breakout, and they will be doing the quest event planning and things that go with that. So I am opening the room. You may choose your own adventure. If you're staying here, you're going to continue talking about recharters. So if you need assistance moving around, just let me know.
I'm gonna say thanks, Keith and team, and I'm gonna call it a night here.
Have a good night, Lucas.
Thanks.
Am I in the right place for the charter renewal?
Yes, ma'am.
Yay. Okay, you can't really see my, hang on,
I, I'm
I'm gonna show you something.
this
Hey, Keith, can you
Okay.
throw me to the Cub breakout, please?
throw you
I'm
to the,
there. Where do I go?
give me just a second. I gotta finish moving people into the breakouts and then we can go from there. Here in this one?
Yes,
Okay.
but I don't know how to get to that page that you're looking at.
The menu bar at the top left-hand side, 3 dots going sideways.
This is what I got.
Do-do-do-do-do-do.
Are you in the app or the website?
I don't
Okay,
have an
so
app.
now I got this one.
There you go.
Okay, so
Yeah, that's
scroll
your
down.
menu bar.
That
Scrolling
is your
down.
menu bar. You're gonna go to
Okay, what do I,
organization manager.
organization manager. Okay,
And for me, I have to choose one of my units. Navigate. Once we're there, underneath settings will be the unit renewal button or unit pin, unit dashboard, roster. You see settings.
yeah, the one if I want to do the kids that are ready to renew, that's the roster one?
Yes, ma'am.
So any of the ones that say eligible to renew, those are the ones I need to re-register now?
Those are the ones that have not yet paid to renew their membership. So if you are paying for their membership to be renewed, then those are the ones eligible for you to adjust. Yes.
So those are the kids I need to ask for money.
Yes. Not to renew the unit. No. For them
You
to
don't-
renew their memberships in scouting. Yes.
How
You
does
don't
it work
have to
for me?
renew them right this second. You can just recharter.
Okay, but how do I guess how do you check with like I'm trying to figure out the best system for this because all of them, like I'm looking at the expiration dates for all the kids and they're all different, right?
Yes.
So
Because
how do I
because
keep track of that?
membership is a family decision, not a charter org decision. They separated it out. So membership is up to the family to say, yes, I want to do it. We have some units who would like to pay for those leaders who are in Cub Master and committee chair positions. The steps that I went through today with Sam Lockdown, where I created a shopping list of people in the roster. That creating of the shopping list by clicking on Matthew Barrett's name and I say I want to play with Alexander Boyer and anybody who is eligible to renew. I click on their name, select their button, and I can come over to a renew tab at the top and I can pay for them. That is not going to recharter my unit. That is only going to be,
Right.
I'm paying for that person's membership.
Right. I totally get that part. My question though is like, I have kids on that list that had their thing expired back in September, but they're still doing things with our unit. That's bad, yes?
Not
After
ideal.
After 30 days of their membership, you should no longer be able to apply an advancement to that child. They can continue to play with you. You have no permissions to apply anything to them as far as advancement goes.
What about the insurance for them though?
They are a volunteer supporting and you're hanging out with them. They became a family member.
So that's my concern then, like, because I wasn't notified any of those kids, their thing expired. So unless I go in here and check, I would not know.
So the family receives an email at 90 days. The charter org rep receives an email at 90 days. The committee chair receives an email at 90 days. And the
I'm the
scoutmaster,
committee chair and I didn't get any email.
the scoutmaster,
Did you get emails?
I get emails. I get a
You
lot
didn't
of
get
emails.
Are your unit pins all up to date for contact and everything?
Well, I get the emails when people do the be a scout thing.
Then you should have gotten some of those warning emails.
You don't get any of them.
I haven't gotten any of those. Have you gotten any of them? Nope.
I definitely get the Be a Scout emails
Yeah, we
because
get those ones. Those ones are
when I get
annoying.
because it takes an act of Congress for me to like, even after I've contacted them, like, whatever, just die. Like I called them, I can't get the thing to go away. Like I try to call them and I contact the scouts. And so like when people call us for the Be a Scout contact, I'm
Yep.
able to reach out to people. I just can't get the computer to acknowledge that I've done that.
Yeah,
So
okay,
I just,
that's a difference.
I
Okay,
just-
Interesting.
Let's-
Okay,
let's-
that's
let's
something
switch
you can
to-
get with me and or one of the these upper level volunteers, and one of us can probably help you figure that out.
let's switch
Okay,
to the charter renewal thing. Is it the unit renewal, that one, that button tab?
unit renewal is renewing the unit. Yes.
Okay, that's the recharter one.
Yes.
Okay. I click on here, I look at the stuff.
And in order to complete
Okay.
that, you need to have I have a skipper, I have somebody doing a something, the different positions.
Okay, so we have one youth protection. So that youth protection has to be done first and then I can do the recharter.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay,